Hi, I'm Tati, and this is what I want to read in February. There are quite a few books on my TBR, so let's get right into it. First up, I have a couple of books that I'm bringing over from my January TBR that I didn't get read in January. So if you want to hear me talk about these books more in depth, you can check out my January TBR video. But those are Again But Better by Christine Riccio and Runaways, that was yesterday, which I believe is volume 3 of the Runaways. And this one I actually decided not to read in January because I don't remember anything that's been happening in the new comics very well. So I'm going to be rereading the first 2 volumes, and then I also got my hands on the 4th volume, so I'll be reading 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now for all of the rest of the books I want to read. First up is Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen, which is the Austen Anonymous book for February. And I will leave all the Austen Anonymous read-along information linked in the description if you're interested in participating. I will probably be listening to this one as an audiobook, but we'll see. And then we have Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. This one is a very popular one here on BookTube that I just still have not gotten to. I was going to reread the Grisha trilogy first, the Shadow and Bone trilogy. However, I'm just not that interested in it anymore, and I'm hoping that if I read Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom and like it, it'll make me want to reread the other ones, and if it doesn't, then I'll probably never reread them. This is actually going to be my next chapter by chapter read, which those videos or that video will probably be coming out next month, because it's going to take me a while to edit that. So stay tuned. And next up, I have finally gotten my hands on The Hand on the Wall by Maureen Johnson. Now, my hold for this actually came in as an ebook, so I don't actually have it on hand, but I will be reading it this month because it is the 3rd book in the Truly Devious trilogy. I believe it's a trilogy. I believe it's the final book. This is one of my absolute favorite series, and I'm so happy that I'm going to be reading the ending soon. I have very high hopes for this book. And because the Truly Devious series is so far one of my favorite young adult mystery series, and I'm kind of sad to see it ending even though I'm excited for the last book, I am going to be rereading the first 2 books, which are Truly Devious and The Vanishing Stair. I might make a vlog out of it. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in watching. And then we have A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. There's no way I pronounced that correctly. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and I think this one has been pretty popular here on BookTube as well. I've actually had it in a previous TBR for Readathon, and I just never got to it at that time. However, I recently watched a review mashup video from Christine at Pullin' Bananas Books, and I'll leave her video linked in the description. I don't remember exactly what it was called. It was something about her last reads of 2019, something like that. It'll be linked in the description. But she talked about this book, and what she had to say about it was stuff that I'd never heard about it before and made me put it on my TBR ASAP. With everything that I had heard about it here on BookTube, I never realized that it has sort of an interdimensional thing going on where the main character or the beauty character is taken from a world like our world, so not a fantasy world, and then put into a fantasy world. At least that's what I thought she said. So that is really, really interesting to me, so I'm very excited to get to this one. And then I have Lock Every Door by Riley Sager, which I believe is a mystery thriller, and the cover gives me major There's Someone Inside Your House vibes. And this is another one that I recently heard about in a BookTube video I watched, this time from Zoe, from Read by Zoe, her cabin reading vlog. She talked about how much she enjoyed this one, and so I decided to put it on my TBR. And besides what she said about it, I don't know anything else, and I don't really want to know anything else because I like going into like thriller mystery books knowing as little as possible, just enough to make me want to read it and then nothing else. And that video will also be linked in the description. So this is everything I want to read in February. Let me know in the comments what you're looking forward to reading this month. If you liked this video, you can let me know by giving it a like. I have new videos every Tuesday and Friday, so subscribe if you'd like to see more. Thanks for watching. Bye. That was a pretty good book snap. Recently. Man, having all these books, I'm really excited actually for all these. This is another one that I heard about. I'm actually sort of anticipating all of these to be 5 stars except the comics. The comics I don't like. From what I remember, I'm not liking them as much as I like the original Runaways comics or the Runaways Hulu show. So I'm not counting the comics. I'm thinking these might all be 5-star reads. I'm hoping they will be. I have high expectations for all of them. My hair's all over the place. I also don't know if there are any readathons happening soon that I need to look into. Now with doing monthly TBRs, I'm gonna have to incorporate the TBRs for readathons into these things somehow. I think that's everything.